for coming to Youthquake Theater's production of A Midsummer Night's Dream. Just a few things. The bathroom is over there behind the sunflowers. You need to use that. There will be a 10-minute intermission. Silence your cell phones. I just went off it. And yeah, this is the last show, so thank you to all the parents and all of the actors for participating. It's been a really fun time. So thank you so much for bringing your kids to performances and all that. Also, during intermission, there are donation baskets for Youthquake and the Growing Center. So if you would be so kind. Thank you so much. Yeah, I think that's about it. Thank you so much for coming again, and enjoy Youthquake Theater's A Midsummer Night's Dream.
Now for Apollo, our nuptial hour draws on apace. 4 happy days bring in another moon. But oh, methinks how slow this old moon wanes. She lingers by desire, like to a step-demure dowager, long withering out a young man revenue.
4 days will quickly steep themselves in nights. 4 nights will quickly dream away the time. And then the moon, like to a silver bow, new bent in heaven, shall behold the night of our solemnities.
Go, illustrate. Stir up the Athenian youth to merriments. Awake the pert and nimble spirit of mirth. Turn melancholy forth to funerals. The pale companion is not for our pomp. Hippolyta, I wooed thee with my sword and won thy love, doing thee injuries. But I shall wed thee in another key, with pomp, with triumph, and with rebellion.
Baby, Theseus, sorry, now the Duke.
Thanks, good Theus. What's the news of thee?
Full of vexation come I with complaint against my child. My daughter, Hermia. Stand forth, Demetrius. My noble lord, this man has my consent to marry him. Stand forth, Lysander. And my gracious Duke, this man hath bewitched the bosom of my child. Thou, Lysander, thou hast given her rhymes and interchanged love tokens with my child. Thou hast, by moonlight, at her window sung with feeding voice verses of fiending love, and stolen the impression of her fantasy with bracelets of thy hair, rings, gauds, conceits, knacks, trifles, nosegays, sweetmeats, messengers of strong prevailance and unhardened youth. With cunning thou hast filched my daughter's heart, and turned her obedience, which is due to me, to stubborn harshness. And my gracious Duke, be it so that she will not hear before your grace consent to marry with Demetrius, I beg the ancient law of Athens. As she is mine, I may dispose of her, which shall be either to this gentleman or to her death, according to our law, immediately provided in that case.
What say you, Hermia? Be advised, Hermia. To you your father should be as a god. One that composed your beauties, yea, and one to whom you are but as a form in wax, by him imprinted, and within his power to leave the figure or disfigure it. Demetrius is a worthy gentleman.
And so is Lysander.
In himself he is, but in this kind, wanting your father's voice, the other must be held the worthier.
I do entreat your grace to pardon me. I know not by what power I am made bold, nor how it may concern my modesties. But I do beseech your grace that I may know the worst that may befall me in this case, if I refuse to wed Demetrius.
Either to death or to a vow of single life. Therefore, for Hermia, question your desires, know of your youth, examine well your blood, whether if you yield not to your father's voice, you shall endure the livery of a nun. For I to be in shady cloister mewed, to live a barren sister all your life, chanting faint hymns to the cold, fruitless moon. Thrice blessed they that masters sow their blood, to undergo such maiden pilgrimage. But earthlier happy is the rose distilled, than that which withering under virgin thorn grows, lives, and dies in single blessedness.
So I will grow, so live, so die, my lord, ere I will yield my virgin patent up unto his lordship, whose unwished yoke my soul consents not to give sovereignty.
Take time to pause, and by the next new moon, the sealing day betwixt my love and me, for everlasting bond of fellowship, upon that day, either prepare to die for disobedience to your father's will, or else to wed Demetrius, as he would, or on Diana's altar to protest, for austerity and single life.
Relent, sweet Hermia, and Lysander, yield thy crazed title to my certain right.
You have her father's love, Demetrius. Let me have Hermia's. Do you marry him?
Scornful Lysander, true he hath my love, and what is mine, my love shall render him. and she is mine. And all my right of her, I do estate unto Demetrius.
I am, my lord, as well derived as he, as well possessed. My love is more than his. My fortunes every way is fairly ranked, if not with vantage, as Demetrius. And, which is more than all these boasts can be, I am beloved of beauteous Hermia. Why should not I then prosecute my love? Demetrius, I'll avouch it to his head, made love to Nidar's daughter Helena, and won her soul. And she, sweet lady, devoutly dotes in idolatry upon this spotted and inconstant man.
I must confess, I've heard so much, and with Demetrius what to spoke thereof. But being overfull of self-affairs, my mind did lose it. But come, Demetrius and Aegeus, come, you shall go with me. I have some private schooling for you both. For you, fair Hermia, look you arm yourself to fit your fancies to your father's will, or else the law of Athens yields you up, which by no means you may extenuate, to death or to a vow of single life. Come, my Hippolyta, what cheer, my love? Demetrius and Aegeus, go along. I must employ you in some business against her nuptial, and confer with you something new that concerns yourselves.
With duty and desire faithful of you.
How now, my love? Why is your cheek so pale? How chance the roses there do fade so fast?
Belike for want of rain which I could well beteem them from the tempest of my eyes.
Ay me. For aught that I could ever read, could ever hear by tale or history, the course of true love never did run smooth. But either it was different in blood,
No cross, too high to be enthralled, too low.
or else misgrafted in respective
No
years,
spite, too old to be engaged, too
or else it
young.
stood upon the choice of friends.
Oh hell, to choose love by another's eye.
Or if there were a sympathy in choice, war, death, or sickness that lay siege to it, making it momentary as a sound, swift as a shadow, short as any dream, brief as the lightning and the collied night that in a spleen unfolds both heaven and earth. And ere a man hath power to say, behold, the jaws of darkness do devour it up. So quick right things come to confusion.
If then two lovers had ever been crossed, it stands as an edict in destiny, and we must teach our trial patience, for it is a customary cross. As true to love as thoughts and dreams and sighs, wishes and tears, poor fancy's followers.
A good persuasion. Therefore, hear me, Hermia. I have a widow aunt, a dowager of great revenue, and she hath no child. From Athens is her house remote 7 leagues, and she respects me as her only son. There, gentle Hermia, may I marry thee. To that place the sharp Athenian law cannot pursue us. If thou lovest me, then steal forth thy father's house tomorrow night, and in the wood, a league without the town, where I did meet thee once with Helena to do observance to a morn of name, there will I stay for thee.
My good Lysander, I swear to thee by Cupid's strongest bow, by his best arrow with the golden pen, by the simplicity of Venus's doves, by that which knitteth souls and prospers love, and by the fire which burns the Carthage queen with false Trojan under sail was seen, by all the vows that ever men have broke, and more in number that ever woman spoke. In that same place thou hast appointed me. Tomorrow, truly, I will meet thee.
Keep promise, love. Look, here comes Helena.
Godspeed, fair Helena. Whither away?
Call ye me fair? That fair again unsaid. Demetrius loves your fair. O happy fair, your eyes are lodestars, and your tongue's sweet air, more tunable than lark to shepherd's ear, when wheat is green, when hawthorn buds appear. Sickness is catching, oh, were favor so, yours would I catch, fair Hermia, ere I go. My ear should catch your voice, my eye your eye, my tongue should catch your tongue's sweet melody. Worth the world's mine, Demetrius being baited, the rest I'd give to be to you translated. Oh, teach me how you look, and with what art you sway the motion of Demetrius' heart.
I frown upon him, yet he loves me still.
Oh, that your frowns would teach my smiles such skill.
I give him curses, yet he gives me love.
Oh, that my prayers could such affection move.
The more I hate, the more he follows me.
The more I love, the more he hateth me.
His folly, Helena, is no fault of mine.
None but your beauty, what that fault were mine.
Oh, take comfort. He shall no more see my face. Lysander and myself shall fly this place. Before the time I did Lysander see, seemed Athens as a paradise to me. But then what graces in my love do dwell, he has turned a heaven into a hell.
Helen, to you our minds we will unfold. Tomorrow night, when Phoebe doth behold her silver visage in the watery glass, decking with liquid pearl the bladed grass, the time that lovers' flights doth still conceal, through Athens' gates have we devised to steal.
And in the wood where you and I, upon faint primrose beds, were oft wont to lie, emptying our bosoms of their counsel sweet, there Lysander and myself shall meet, and thence from Athens turn away our eyes to seek new friends in stranger companies. Farewell, sweet playfellow, pray thou for us, and good luck grant thee thy Demetrius. Lysander, we must starve our sight from lovers' food till tomorrow, deep midnight.
I will, my Hermia. Helena, adieu. As you on him, Demetrius stowed on you.
How happy some or other some can be. Through Athens I am thought as fair as she. But what of that? Demetrius thinks not so. He will not know what all but he do know. And as he errs, doting on Hermia's eyes, so I, admiring of his qualities, things base and vile, holding no dignity, love can transpose to form and dignity. Love looks not with the eyes, but with the mind, and therefore is winged Cupid painted blind. Nor hath love's mind of any judgment taste, wings and no eyes figure unheedy haste. And therefore is love said to be a child, because in choice he is so oft beguiled. As waggish boys in game themselves forswear, so the boy love is perjured everywhere. For ere Demetrius looked on Hermia's eyes, he hailed on oaths that he was only mine, and when this hail some heat from Hermia felt, so he dissolved, and showers of oaths did melt. I will go tell him of fair Hermia's flight, then to the wood will he tomorrow night pursue her, and for this intelligence, if I have thanks, it is a dear expense. But herein mean I to enrich my pain, to have his sight thither and back again.
Is all our company here?
You were best to call them generally, man by man, according to the script.
Here is the scroll of every man's name thought fit through all Athens to play in our interlude before the Duke and the Duchess at their wedding day at night.
First, good Peter Quince. Say what the play treats on, then read the names of the actors, and so grow to a point.
Mary, our play is the most lamentable comedy and most cruel death of Pyramus and Thisbe.
A very good piece of work, I assure you, and a merry. Now, good Peter Quince, call forth your actors by the scroll. Masters, spread yourselves.
Answer as I call you. Nick Bottom the Weaver.
Ready! Name what part I am for and proceed.
Bottom, you are sent down for Pyramus.
What is Pyramus? A lover or a tyrant?
A lover that kills himself most gallantly for love.
That will ask some tears in the true performing of it. If I do it, let the audience look to their eyes. I will move storms. I will condole in some measure. To the rest, yet my chief humor is for a tyrant. I could play Hercules rarely, or a part to tear a cat in to make all split. The raging rocks and shivering shocks shall break the locks of prison gates, and Phoebus' car shall shine from far, and make and mar the foolish fates. This was lofty. Now name the rest of the players. This was Hercules' vein, a tyrant's vein. A lover is more condoling.
Francis Flute the bellows mender.
Here, Peter Quince.
Flute, you must take Thisbe on you.
What is Thisbe? A wandering knight?
No, it is the lady that Pyramus must love.
Nay, faith, let not me play a woman. I have a beard coming.
That is all one. You shall play to the mask, and you may speak as small as you will.
And I may hide my face. Let me play Thisbe too. I'll speak in a monstrous little voice.
Is me, Pyramus, lover dear, thy Thisbe dear, and lady dear.
Now, you can play no part but Pyramus.
Well, proceed.
Robin Starveling the tailor.
Here, Peter Quince.
You must play Thisbe's mother. Tom Stout the tinker.
Here, Peter Quince.
You, Pyramus's father. Myself, Thisbe's father. Snug the joiner. You, the lion's part. And here I hope is a play fitted.
Have you the lion's part written? I pray, if it be, give it me, for I am slow of study.
You may do it extempore, for it is nothing but roar.
Let me play the lion too. I will roar that I will do any man's heart good to hear me. I will roar that I will make the Duke say, let him roar again. Let him roar again.
And you should do it too terribly. You would frighten the Duchess and the ladies that they would shriek. And were enough to hang us all.
And that would hang us, every mother's son.
Granny friends, if that you should fright the ladies out of their wits, they would have no more discretion but to hang us. But I will aggravate my voice so that I will roar you as gently as any sucking dove. I will roar you as were any nightingale.
Now, you can play no part but Pyramus. For Pyramus is a sweet-faced man, a proper man, as one shall see on a summer's day. A lovely gentleman-like man. Therefore, you must needs play Pyramus.
Well, I will undertake it. What beard were I best to play it in?
Why, what you will?
I will discharge it in either your straw-color beard, your orange tawny beard, your purple and grain beard, or your French crown-color beard, your perfect yellow.
Some of your French crowns have no hair at all, and then you'll play bare-faced. But, masters, here are your parts, and I am to entreat you, request you, and desire you to come by tomorrow night, there to meet at the Palace Wood, a mile without the town, by moonlight. There we will rehearse, for if we meet in the city, we shall be dogged with company, and our devices new. In the meantime, I will draw a bill of properties, such as our play wants. I pray you, fail me not.
We will meet, and there we may rehearse most obscenely and courageously. Take pains, be perfect, adieu.
At the Duke's Oak we meet.
Enough! Hold or cut bowstrings.
How now, spirit? Whither wander you? Over hill, over dale, through bush, through briar, over park, over pale, through flood, through fire. I do wander everywhere, swifter than the moon's fear, and I serve the fairy queen, to do her orbs upon the green. The cowslips tall her pensioners be, in their gold coats, spots you see. Those be rubies, fairy favors. In their freckles live their savors. I must go seek some dewdrops here, and hang a pearl in every cowslip's ear. Farewell, the lovely spirits, all be gone. Our queen and all her elves come here anon.
The king doth keep his revels here tonight. Take heed the queen come not within his sight. For Oberon is passing fell in wrath, because that she as her attendant hath a lovely boy, stolen from an Indian king. She never had so sweet a changeling. And jealous Oberon would have the child, knight of his train to trace the forests wild. But she perforce withholds the loved boy, crowns him with flowers and makes him all her joy. And now they never meet in grove or green, by fountain clear or spangled starlight sheen. But square they that all their elves for fear creep in acorn cups and hide them there.
Either I mistake your shape in making quite, or you're that shrewd and knavish sprite, called Robin Goodfellow, are you not he? That frights the maidens in the village reeds, skim milk and sometime labor in the quern, and bootless make the breathless housewife turn, and sometime make the drink to bear no barn, mislead night wanderers, laughing at their harm. Those that hobgoblin call you in, sweet puck, you do their work, and they shall have good luck. Are you not he?
Thou speakest aright. I am that merry wanderer of the night. I jest to Oberon and make him smile, when I a fat and bean-fed horse beguile, neighing in likeness of a filly foal. And sometime lurk I in a gossip's bowl, in very likeness of a roasted crab. And when she drinks, against her lips I bob, and on her withered dewlap pour the ale. The wisest aunt telling the saddest tale. Sometime for 3-foot stool mistaketh me. Then slip I from her bum, down topples she, and Taylor cries and falls into a cough. And the whole choir hold their hips and laugh, and waxen in their mirth and knees and swear. A merrier hour was never wasted there. But room fairy, here comes Oberon.
And here, my mistress, would that he were gone.
Ill-met by moonlight, proud Titania.
What, jealous Oberon? Fairy, skip hence, I've forsworn his bed and company.
Tarry, rash wanton, am I not thy lord?
Then I must be thy lady. Yet I know when thou hast stolen away from fairyland, and in the shape of Corin sat all day, playing on pipes of corn, and versing love to amorous Philida. Why art thou here? come from the farthest steep of India, but that, forsooth, the bouncing Amazon, your buskin mistress and your warrior love to Theseus must be wedded, and you come to give their bed joy and prosperity.
How canst thou this for shame, Titania? Glance at my credit with Hippolyta, knowing I know thy love to Theseus. Didst thou not lead him to the glimmering knight from Perigenia, whom he ravished, and make him with fair eagle break his faith with Ariadne and Antiopa?
These are the forgeries of jealousy, and never, since the midsummer spring, met we on hill, on dale, forest, or mead, by paved fountain, or by rushy brook, or on the beached margent of the sea, to dance our ringlets to the whistling wind. For with thy brawls thou hast disturbed our sport. Therefore the winds, piping to us in vain, as in revenge, have sucked up from the sea contagious fogs, which falling in the land, have every pelting river made so proud, that they have overborne their continents. The ox hath therefore stretched his yoke in vain, the ploughman lost his sweat, and the green corn hath rotted ere his youth attained a beard. The fold stands empty in the drowned field, and crows are fatted with the murrain flock. The 9 men's morse is filled up with mud, and the quaint mazes in the wanton green, for lack of tread, are undistinguishable. The human mortals want their winter here. No night is now with him or carol blessed. Therefore the moon, the governess of floods, pale in her anger, washes all the air. The rheumatic diseases do abound, and through this temperature we see the seasons alter. Hoary-headed frosts fall, and fresh lap the crimson rose, and on old time's thin and icy crown, an odorous chaplet of sweet summer buds is, as in mockery, set. The spring, the summer, childing autumn, angry winter change their wonted liveries, and the maize wailed by their increase now knows not which is which. And this same progeny of evils comes from our debate, from our dissension. We are the parents and original.
Do you mend it then? It lies in you. Why should Titania cross her Oberon? I do but beg a little changeling boy to be my henchman.
Set your heart at rest. The fairyland was not the child of me. His mother was a votress of my order, and in the spiced Indian air by night, full often she hath gossiped by my side, and sat with me on Neptune's yellow sands, marking the embarked traders on the flood. And we have laughed to see the sails conceive, and grow big-bellied with the wanton wind, which she, with pretty and with swimming gait following, her womb then rich with my young squire, would imitate and sail upon the land to fetch me trifles, and return again as from a voyage, rich with merchandise. But she, being mortal, left this boy to die, and for her sake do I rear up her boy, and for her sake I will not part with him.
How long within this wood intend you stay?
Perchance, till after Theseus' wedding day. If you will patiently dance in a round and see our moonlight revels, go with us. If not, shun me, and I will spare your hearts.
Give me that boy, and I will go with thee.
Not for thy fairy kingdom. Fairies, away. We shall chide downright if I longer stay.
Well, go thy way. Thou shalt not from this grove till I torment thee for this injury. My gentle Puck, come hither. Thou rememberest, since once I sat upon a promontory, and heard a mermaid on a dolphin's back uttering such dulcet and harmonious breath, that the rude sea grew civil at her song, and certain stars shot madly from their spheres to hear her sing its music.
I remember.
That very time I saw, thou couldst not, flying between the cold moon and the earth, Cupid all-armed, a certain aim he took at a fair vestal thrown by the west, and loosed his love shaft very smartly from his bow, as it should pierce 100,000 hearts, that I might see on Cupid's fiery shaft, quenched in the chaste beams of the watery moon. And the imperial votaress passed on, and made meditation fancy-free. But marked I where the bolt of Cupid fell. It fell upon a little western flower, before milk-white, now purple with love's wound, and maidens call it love in idleness. Fetch me that flower, the herb I showed thee once. The juice of it on sleeping eyelids laid will make or man or woman madly dote upon the next live creature it sees. Fetch me this herb, and be thou here again ere the Leviathan consume a league.
I'll put a girdle round about the earth in 40 minutes.
Having once this juice, I'll watch Titania when she is asleep, and drop the liquor of it in her eyes. The next thing she waken looks upon, be it on lion, bear, or wolf, on meddling monkey, or in busy ache, she shall pursue it with the soul of love. And ere I take this charm from off her sight, as I can take it with another herb, I'll make her render up her page to me. Ha 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 ha!
I love thee not, therefore pursue me not. Ugh, where is Lysander and fair Hermia? The one I'll slay, the other slayeth me. Thou toldest me they were stolen into this wood, and here am I in wood within this wood, because I cannot meet my Hermia. Hence, get thee gone, and follow me no more.
You draw me, your hard-hearted adamants, but yet you draw not iron. My heart is true as steel. Leave you your power to draw, and I will have no power to follow you.
Do I entice you? Do I speak you fair, or rather, do I not in plainest truth tell you I cannot, nor I do not love you?
Even for that do I love you the more. I am your spaniel, and Demetrius, the more you beat me, I will fawn on you. Use me but as your spaniel. Spurn me, strike me, neglect me, lose me. Only give me leave, unworthy as I am, to follow you. What worser place can I beg in your love, and yet a place of high respect with me, to be used as you use your dog.
Tempt not too much the hatred of my spirit, for I am sick when I do look on thee.
And I am sick when I look not on thee.
You do impeach your modesty too much, to leave the city and commit yourself into the hands of one that loves you not, to trust the opportunity of night and the ill counsel of a desert place with the rich worth of your virginity.
Your virtue is my privilege for that. It is not night when I do see your face. Therefore I think I am not in the night, nor doth this wood lack worlds of company. For you and my respect are all the world. And how can it be said I am alone when all the world is here to look on me?
I'll run from thee, and hide thee in the hide thee in the woods, and I'm getting out of here.
So why does have such a heart as you? When you will, the story shall be changed. Apollo flies and Daphne holds the chase. The dove pursues the griffin, and the mild tide makes speed to catch the tiger bootless speed. When cowardice pursues and valor flies.
I will not say thy questions. Let me go, or thou follow me. Do not believe, but I shall do thee mischief in the wood.
I in a temple in the town in the fields you do me mischief. By Demetrius, you wronged you set a scandal on my sex. You cannot fight for love as men may do. We should be wooed and we're not made to woo. I'll follow thee and make a heaven of hell to die upon the hand I love so well.
Fare thee well, nymph. Ere he to leave this grove, thou shalt climb, and he shall seek thy love. Hast thou the flower there? Welcome, wanderer.
Aye, there it is.
I pray thee, give it me. Give it me. I know a bank where the wild thyme blows, where oxlips and the nodding violet grows, quite over canopy with luscious woodbine, with sweet musk roses and with eglantine. There sleeps Titania sometime of the night, lulled in these flowers as dances in delight. And there the snake is her enameled skin, weed wide enough to wrap a fairy. With the juice of this I'll streak her eyes, and make her full of beautiful fantasies. Take thou some of it, and seek this grove. A sweet Athenian lady is in love with a disdainful youth. Anoint his eyes, but do when the next thing he espies may be the lady. Thou shalt know the man by the Athenian garments he hath on. Affect it with some care, that he may prove more fond on her than she upon her love. And look thou meet me ere the first cock crow.
Fear not, my lord. Your servant shall do so. Come, now a roundel and a fairy song. Then, for the third part of a minute, hence. Some to kill cankers in the musk rosebuds. Some war with the riri mice for their leathern wings, to make my small elves coats. And some keep black the clamorous owl, the nightly hoots and wonders at our quaint spirits. Sing me now, bend your offices and let me rest.
is from thou to speak. Do it for thy true love take. Love and language for his sake. Be it ounce, or cat, or bear, hard or boar with bristled hair. In thy eye that shall appear, when thou wakest, it is thy dear. Wake when some vile thing is near.
Fair love, you faint with wandering in the wood. And to speak troth, I have forgot our way. We'll rest us, Hermia, if you think it good, and tarry for the comfort of the day.
My good Lysander, find you out of bed, for I upon this bank shall rest my head.
One turf shall serve as pillow for us both. One heart, one bed, two bosoms, and one troth.
Nay, good Lysander, for my sake, dear, lie further off. Do not yet lie so near.
Oh. Take the sense, sweet, of my innocence. Love takes the meaning in love's conference. I mean only that my heart unto yours is knit, so that but one heart we can make of it. Two bosoms interchained with an oath, so then two bosoms and a single troth. Then by your side, no bedroom me deny, for lying so, Hermia, I do not lie.
Lysander riddles very prettily. Now much beshrew my manners and my pride. If Hermia meant to say Lysander lied, such separation may well be said becomes a virtuous bachelor and a maid. Now good night, sweet friend, and thy love ne'er alter till thou life's sweet end.
Here is my bed. Sleep give thee all his rest.
With half the wish the wisher's eye be pressed.
Through the forests have I gone, but Athenians found I none, on whose eyes I might approve this flower's force in stirring love. Night and silence. Who is here? Weeds of Athens he doth wear. This is he, my master said, despise the Athenian maid. And hear the maiden sleeping sound on the dank and dirty ground. Pretty soul, she durst not lie near this lack love, this kill courtesy. Sure, upon thy eyes I throw all the power this charm doth owe. And when thou wakest, let love forbid sleep his seat on thy eyelid. So awake when I am gone, for I must now to Oberon.
I charge thee, hence, and do not haunt me thus.
Oh, wilt thou darkly leave me? Do not so.
Stay, on thy peril I alone will go.
I am out of breath in this fond chase. The more my prayer, the lesser is my grace. Happy is Hermia, wheresoe'er she lies, for she hath blessed and attractive eyes. How came her eyes so bright? Not with salt tears, for so mine eyes are oftener washed than hers. No, no, I am as ugly as a bear, for beasts that meet me run away for fear. What wicked and dissembling glass of mine made me compare with Hermia's fiery eye? She was here. Lysander, on the ground, dead or asleep. I see no blood, no wound. Lysander, if you live, good sir, awake.
And run through fire I will for thy sweet sake. Transparent Helena, nature shows art that through thy bosom makes me see thy heart. Where is Demetrius? Oh, how fit a word is that vile name to perish on my sword.
Do not say so, Lysander, say not so. What, though he love your Hermia? Lord, what though? Yet Hermia still loves you, and be content.
Content with Hermia. No, I do repent the tedious minutes I with her have spent. Not Hermia, but Helena I love, who would not change a raven for a dove. The will of man is by his reason swayed, and reason says you are the worthier maid. Things growing are not ripe until their season, and I, being young, till now ripe not to reason. And touching now the point of human skill, reason becomes the marshal to my will, and leads me to your eyes, where I o'erlook love's stories written in love's richest book.
Wherefore was I this keen mockery born? When at your hands did I deserve this scorn? Is it not enough, young man, that I did never, no, nor never can deserve a sweet look from Demetrius's eye? But you must flout my insufficiency. Good troth, you do me wrong, good sooth you do in such disdainful manner me to woo. But fare you well. Perforce I must confess, I thought you lord of more true gentleness. Oh, that a lady of one man refused, should of another therefore be abused.
She sees not Hermia. Hermia, sleep thou there, and never mayst thou come Lysander near. For as a surfeit of the sweetest things, the deepest loathing to the stomach brings, or as the heresies that men do leave are hated most of those they did deceive, so thou, my surfeit and my heresy, of all be hated, but the most of me. In all my powers address thy love and might, to honor Helen and to be her knight.
Help me, Lysander. Help me. Do thy best to pluck this crawling serpent from my breast. Ay me, for pity. What a dream was here. Lysander, look how I do quake with fear. I dreamt a serpent eat my heart away, and you sat smiling at its cruel prey. Lysander, what? Removed? Lysander, Lord, what? Out of hearing? Gone? No sound? No word? No? Well, I perceive you are not nigh. Either death or you I'll find immediately.
Are we all met? Pat, pat. And here's a marvelous, convenient place for our rehearsal. This green plot shall be our stage, this half and brick our timing house, and we shall do it in action, as we shall do it before the Duke.
Peter Quince,
What sayest thou, Bully Bottom?
there are things in this comedy of Pyramus and Thisbe that will never please. First, Pyramus must draw a sword to kill himself, which the ladies cannot abide. How answer you that?
Fire Locken, a parlous fear.
I believe he must leave the killing out when all is done.
Not a whit. I have a device to make all well. Write me a prologue, and let the prologue seem to suggest that we will do no harm with our swords, and that Pyramus is not killed indeed. And, for the more better assurance, tell them that I, Pyramus, am not Pyramus, but Bottom the Weaver. This will put them out of fear.
We will have such a prologue, and it shall be written in 8 and 6.
No, make it 2 more. Let it be written in 8 and 8.
Will not the ladies be afeard of the lion?
Fear it, I promise you.
Masters, you ought to consider with yourselves to bring in, God shield us, a lion among ladies is a most dreadful thing. For there is not a more fearful wildfowl than your lion living, and we ought to look to it.
Therefore another prologue must tell he is not a lion.
Nay, you must name his name, and half his face must be seen through the lion's neck, and he must speak through, saying thus or to the same defect, ladies, or fair ladies, I would wish you, or I would request you, or I would entreat you, not to fear, not to tremble my life for yours. If you think I come hither as a lion, it were pity of my life. No, I am no such thing. I am a man, as other men are. And there indeed let him name his name and tell them plainly he is Snug the Joiner.
Well, it shall be so. But there is 2 hard things in this play. That is, to bring the moonlight into the great chamber. For you know, Pyramus and Thisbe did talk by moonlight.
Well, doth the moon shine that night we play our play?
A calendar, look in the almanac. Find out moonshine.
Yes, it does shine that night.
Why then may you leave a casement of the great chamber window where we play open, and the moon may shine in at the casement.
Aye, or else one must come in with a bush of thorns and a lantern, and says he comes to disfigure or to present the person of moonshine. But then there is another thing. We must have a wall in the great chamber, for you know Pyramus and Thisbe did talk through the chink of a wall.
You can never bring in a wall. What say you, Bottom?
Some man or other must present wall. He must have some plaster or some loam or some rough cast about him to signify wall. He must hold his fingers thus, and through that cranny shall Pyramus and Thisbe whisper.
Ah, if that may be, then all is well. Come, sit down, every mother's down and rehearse your parts. Pyramus, you begin. When you have spoken your speech, enter to that break and show every man according to his cue.
What heft and homespuns have we swaggering here? So near the cradle of the fairy queen. What a play towards! I'll be an auditor, an actor too, perhaps, if I see cause.
Speak, Pyramus. This be sent forth.
This be the flowers of odious savors sweet.
Odors.
Odors, savors sweet. So hath thy breath, my dearest, this be dear. But hark! A voice, stay thou but here a while, and by I will to thee appear.
A stranger Pyramus than e'er played here.
Must I speak now?
Aye, marry must you. For you must understand, he goes but to see a noise that he has heard, and is to come back again.
Most radiant Pyramus, most lily white in hue, of color like the red rose on triumphant briar, most frisky juvenile and eke most lovely Jew, as true as Taurus that would never tire. I'll meet thee, Pyramus, at Ninny's tomb.
Ninny's tomb, man. Why, you must not speak that yet. That you answer to Pyramus. You speak your part at once, cues and all. Pyramus, enter. Your cue is past. It is never tire.
Oh, okay.
As true as Taurus that would never tire.
If I were fair, this be I were only thine.
Oh, strange! We are haunted! Waymasters, flymasters, help!
I'll follow you. I'll lead you about around. Through bog, through brush, through brake, through briar. Sometime a horse I'll be, sometime a hound. A hog, a headless bear, sometime a fire. And neigh, and bark, and grunt, and roar, and burn. Like horse, hound, hog, bear, fire. At every turn.
Why do they run away? This is a knavery of them to make me afeared.
Oh, bottom. Thou art changed. What do I see on thee?
What do you see? You see an ass head of your own, do you?
Bless thee, bottom. Bless thee. Thou art translator!
I see their knavery. It is to make an ass of me, to frighten me if they could. But I will not stir from this place, do what they can. I will walk up and down here and I will sing, so that they shall hear I am not afraid. The ousel cock so black of hue with orange tawny bill, the throstle with his note so true, the wren with little quill.
What angel wakes me from my flowery bed?
The finch, the sparrow, and the lark, the plain song cuckoo gray, whose note full many a man doth mark and dares not answer nay. For indeed, who would set his wit to so foolish a bird? Who would give a bird the lie, though he cry cuckoo, never so?
I pray thee, gentle mortal, sing again. Mine ear is much enamored of thy note, so is mine eye enthralled to thy shape, and thy fair virtue's force perforce doth move me on the first view to say, to swear I love thee.
Methinks, mistress, you should have little reason for that. And yet, to say the truth, reason and love keep little company together nowadays. The more the pity that some honest neighbors will not make them friends. Nay, I can gleek upon occasion.
Thou art as wise as thou art beautiful.
Not so neither, but if I had wit enough to get out of this wood, I have enough to serve mine own turn.
Out of this wood do not desire to go. Thou shalt remain here, whether thou wilt or no. I am a spirit of no common rate. The summer still doth tend upon my state, and I do love thee. Therefore go with me. I'll give thee fairies to attend on thee, and they shall fetch thee jewels from the deep, and sing will thou on pressed flowers of the sea. And I shall purge thy mortal grossness so, that thou shalt like an airy spirit go. Peace, blossom, cobweb, wealth, and mustard seed. Be kind and courteous to this gentleman. Hop in his walks and gamble in his eyes. Feed him with apricots and dewberries, with purple grapes, green figs, and mulberries. Steal thou from the humble bees, and for night tapers crop their waxen thighs, and light them to the fiery glowworm's eyes, to have my love to bed, and to arise, and pluck the wings from painted butterflies, to fan the moonbeams from his sleeping eyes. Now to him, elves, do him courtesies. Hail, mortal, hail.
Hail, hail.
I cry your worship's mercy heartily. I beseech your worship's name.
Cobweb.
I shall desire you of more acquaintance, good Master Cobweb. If I cut my finger, I shall make bold with you. Your name, honest gentleman?
Peas Blossom.
I pray you, commend me to Mistress Squash, your mother, and to Master Peascod, your father. Good Master Peaseblossom, I shall desire you of more acquaintance too. Your name, I beseech you, sir?
Mustard seed.
Good Master Mustard Seed, I know your patience well. That same cowardly giant like ox beef hath devoured many a gentleman of your house. I promise you, your kindred hath made my eyes water ere now. I desire you of more acquaintance too, good Master Mustard Seed.
Come, wait upon him, lead him to my bower. The moon, methinks, looks with a watery eye, and when she weeps, weeps every little flower, lamenting some enforced chastity. Tie up my love stone, leave him silently!
Thank you, everyone. We'll see you in 10 minutes after intermission.
I wondered if Titania be winked. Then what it was the next came in her eye, which she must dote on in extremity. Here comes the messenger. Come now, mad spirit. What night roll now about this haunted grove?
My mistress with the monster is in love. Near to her close and consecrated bower, while she was in her dull and sleeping hour, a crew of patches, rude mechanicals, that work for bread upon Athenian stalls, were met together to rehearse a play meant for great Theseus' nuptial day. The shallowest thick-skin of the barren sort, who Pyramus presented in their sport, forsook his scene and entered in a break, when I did him at this advantage take. An ass's knoll I fixed on his head, anon his Thisbe must be answered, and forth my mimic comes. When they him spy, as wild geese that the creeping fowler eye, or russet-pated cuffs many in sort, rising and cawing at the gun's report, sever themselves and madly sweep the sky. So at a sight, away his fellows fly. And at our stamp here over and over one falls. He murder cries and help from Athens calls. Their sense thus weak, lost with their fears thus strong, made senseless things begin to do them wrong. For briars and thorns at their apparel snatch, some sleeves, some hats, some yielders all things catch. I led them on in this distracted fear, and left sweet Pyramus translated there. When at that moment so it came to pass, Titania waked, and straightway loved an ass!
This falls out better than I could devise. But hast thou latched the Athenians' eyes with the loveliness, as I did bid thee do?
I took him sleeping, that is finished too. And the Athenian woman by his side, that, when he awakes, of force she must be eyed.
Stand close. This is the same Athenian.
This is the woman, but not this the man.
Oh, why rebuke you him that loves you so? Lay breath so bitter on your bitter foe.
Now but I chide, for I should use thee worse.
For thou, I fear, hast given me cause to curse.
If thou hast slain Lysander in his sleep, being o'er shoes in blood, and plunge in the deep, and kill me too. The sun was not true unto the day, is he to me. Would he have stolen away from sleeping Hermia? No! I believe it. Sooner the whole earth be bored, and the moon through the center creep, displeasing her brother's noontide with the antipodes. It cannot be but thou hast murdered him. So should a murderer look, so dead, so grim. So should the murdered look, and so should I, pierced through the heart with your stern cruelty. Yet you, the murderer, look as bright, as clear as yonder Venus in her glimmering sphere. What's this to my Lysander? Where is he? Ah, good Demetrius, wilt thou give him to me?
I had rather give his carcass to my hounds!
Out, dog, out, cur, thou drivest me past the bound of mated patience. Hast thou slain him then? Henceforth never be numbered among men. Hast thou seen him awake? Hast thou killed him sleeping? Could worm and adder do so much? An adder did it for doubler tongue than thine, thou serpent. Never adder stung.
You spend your passion on a mispised mood. I am not guilty of Lysander's blood, nor is he dead for aught that I can tell.
I pray thee, then tell me that he is well.
And if I could, what should I get therefore?
A privilege, never to see me more, and from thy hated presence part I so, whether he be dead or no.
There is no following her in this fierce vein. Here therefore, a while I will remain, so sorrow's heaviness doth heavier grow, for depth that bankrupt sleep doth sorrow owe, which now, in some slight measure, it will pay, if for his tender ear I make some stay.
What hast thou done? Thou hast mistaken quite, and laid the love juice on some true love sight. Of thy misprecision must perforce ensue some true love turn and not a false turn true.
Then fate o'errules that one man holding troth. 1,000,000 fail, confounding oath on oath.
About the wood goes swifter than the wind, and Helen of Athens looked thou fine. Oh, fancy sick she is, and pale of cheer, with sighs of love that cost the fresh blood dear. By some illusion see thou bring her here. I'll charm his eyes against she do appear.
I go. Look how I go. Swifter than arrow from the Tartar's bow.
Flower of this purple dye, hit with Cupid's archery, sink an apple of his eye. When his love he doth espy, let her shine as gloriously as the Venus of the sky. When thou wakest, if she be by, beg of her for remedy.
Captain of our fairy band, Helena is here at hand, and the youth, mistook by me, pleading for a lover's fee. Shall we their fond pageant see? Lord, what fools these mortals be.
Stand aside, the noise they make will cause Demetrius to awake.
Then will two at once woo one. That must needs be sport alone. And these things do best please me, that befall preposterously.
Why should you think that I should woo in scorn? Scorn and derision never come in tears. Look, when I vow, I weep. Vows so more, in their nativity all truth appears.
You do advance your cunning more and more when truth kills truth. O devilish holy fray, these vows are Hermia's. Will you give her o'er? Weigh oath with oath, and he will nothing weigh. Your vows to her and me put into scales will even weigh in both as light as tails.
I had no judgment when to her I swore.
Nor none in my minds now you give her o'er.
Demetrius loves her, and he loves not you.
Oh, my...
Oh, Helena! Goddess! Nymph! Perfect! Divine! To what my love shall I compare? Thine eye, crystal is muddy. Oh, how ripe and show! Thy lips, those kissing cherries, tempting. Bro, that pure steel. High top snow, fanned with the eastern wind, turns to a crow. When thou holdst up thy hand. Oh, let me kiss the princess of pure white, this seal of bliss.
spite, oh hell, I see you all are bent to set against me for your merriment. If you were civil and knew courtesy, you would not do me thus much injury. Can you not hate me as I know you do, but must you join in souls to mock me too? If you are men, as men you are in show, you would not use the gentle lady so. Vow and swear, super praise my parts, when I am sure you hate me with your hearts. You both are rivals and love Hermia, and now both rivals to mock Helena. The trim exploit, a manly enterprise, to conjure tears up in a poor maid's eyes with your derision.
Yeah. You are unkind, Demetrius. Be not so. For you love Hermia. This you know, I know, and here, with all goodwill, with all my heart. In Hermia's love, I yield you up my part. And yours, of Helen, to me bequeath, whom I do love, and will do till my death.
Never did mockers waste more idle breath.
Lysander, yield thy... Lysander, keep thy Hermia, I will not have error. I love her. All that love is, God. My heart to her, but as, yes, Lysander to now. To Helen, it is home returned. There too, for me.
Helen, it is not so.
Despair is not the faith that does not know, lest to thy peril thou buy it dear. Look where thy love comes, yonder is thy dear.
Dark night that from the eye his function takes, the ear more quick of apprehension makes, wherein it doth impair the seeing sense, that pays the hearing double recompense. Thou art not by mine eye, Lysander, found. My ear, I thank it, brought me to thy sound. But why unkindly didst thou leave me so?
Why should he stay, whom love doth press to go?
What love could press Lysander from my side?
Lysander's love, that would not let him bide. Fair Helena, who more engilds the night than all yon fiery O's and eyes of night. Why seek'st thou me? Could not this make thee know the hate I bear thee made me leave thee so?
You speak not as you think, it cannot be.
No, she is one of this confederacy. I now perceive that I have conjoined all three to fashion this false sport in spite of me. Injurious Hermia, most ungrateful maid, you conspire, you thieves contrived to bait me with this foul derision. Is all the counsel that we two have shared, the sisters' vows, the hours we have spent, we have achieved the hasty for the time for parting us. Oh, is all forgot? All school days friendship, child's innocence. We Hermia like two artificial gods, and with our needles created both one flower, both on one sampler, sitting on one cushion, both warbling of one song, both in one key, as if our hands, sides, voices, and minds had been incorporate. So we grew together, like to a double cherry, seeming parted, but yet in union and partition. And will you rent our ancient love asunder to join with men in swearing your poor friends? 'Tis not friendly, 'tis not maidenly, our sex as well as I may chide you for, though I alone do feel the injury.
I am amazed at your passionate words. I scorn you not, it seems that you scorn me.
Have you not set Lysander, as in scorn, to follow me and praise my eyes and face, and made your other love, Demetrius, who even but now did spurn me with his foot, to call me goddess, nymph, divine, and rare, precious, celestial? Wherefore speak ye this to her he hates? And wherefore doth Lysander deny your love so rich within his soul, and tender me forsooth affection, but by your setting on, by your consent? But though I be not so in grace as you, so hung upon with love, so fortunate but miserable most to love unloved, this you should pity rather than despise.
I understand not what you mean by this.
I do persever, counterfeit sad looks, make mouths upon me when I turn my back. This sport well carried shall be chronicled. If you have any pity, grace, or manners, you would not make me such an argument. But fare you well, 'tis partly my own fault, which death or absence soon shall remedy.
Stay, gentle Helena, hear my excuse, my love, my life, my soul, fair Helena.
Sweet, do not scorn her so.
If she cannot entreat, I can compel.
Thou canst compel no more than she entreat. Thy threats have no more strength than her weak prayers. Helen, I love thee by my life, I swear by that which I will lose for thee to prove him false that says I love thee not.
I say I love thee more than he can do.
If thou say so, withdraw and prove it too.
Quick, come.
Lysander, where to tends all this?
Hang off!
No, he'll seem to break loose. Take on as he would follow, but yet come not. You are a tame man. Go.
Hang off, thou cat, thou bird! Vile thing, let loose, or I will shake thee from me like a serpent.
Do you not jest?
I sooth, and so do you.
Demetrius, I will keep my word with thee.
I would have had your bond, for I perceive a weak bond holds you. I'll not trust your word.
What, should I hurt her, strike her, kill her dead? Although I hate her, I'll not harm her so.
Hate me, what? Can do me greater harm than hate? Am I not Hermia? Are you not Lysander? Since night you loved me, yet since night you left me. What in earnest shall I say?
I, by my life, and never did desire to see thee more. Therefore be out of hope, of question, of doubt. Be certain, nothing truer, 'tis no jest that I do hate thee and love Helena.
Oh, you canker blossom, you thief of love, you! What? Hast thou come in by night and stolen my love's heart away from him?
Fine in faith. Have you no modesty, no maiden shame, no touch of bashfulness? What, will you tear impatient answers from my gentle tongue? Fie, you counterfeit, you puppet, you!
Puppet? Why so? Aye, that way goes the game. Between our statures she hath made compare, and with her personage, her tall personage, with her height forsooth, she hath prevailed with him. Are you grown so high in his esteem because I am so dwarfish and so low? How low am I, thou painted maypole? Speak! How low am I? I'm not yet so low that my nails can reach into thine eyes.
Yeah.
I pray you, though you mock me, gentlemen, let her not hurt me. I was never cursed, I have no looked at all in shrewishness. Let her not strike me. You perhaps may think because she is something lower than myself that I can match her.
Lower! Hark again!
No, God.
Good Hermia, do not be so bitter with me. I ever more did love you, Hermia, did ever keep your counsels, never wronged you. Save that, in love unto Demetrius, I told him of your stealth into this wood. He followed you, for love I followed him, but he hath chid me hence, and threatened to strike me, spurn me, nay, to kill me, too. And now so you will let me quiet go. To Athens will I bear my folly back and follow you no further. Let me go. You see how simple and how fond I am.
Go then, what is it that hinders you?
The foolish heart which I leave here behind.
What, with Lysander?
Demetrius.
Be not afraid. She shall not harm thee. Helena.
No, sir! She shall not let you take your part.
When she is angry, she is keen and shrewd. She was a vixen when she went to school, and though she be but little, she is fierce.
Little again! Nothing but low and little. Why would you suffer her to flout me thus? Let me come to her.
Now get you gone, you dwarf! You minimus of hindering notcrest may you be! You acorn!
You are vicious in her behalf and scorns your services. Let her alone. Take not her part. Speak not of Helena. For if thou dost intend never so little show of love to her, thou shalt abide it.
Now she holds me not. Now follow if thou darest to try who's right. Of thine or mine is most in Helena.
Follow, nay, I'll go with thee. Take by Joel.
Mistress, all this coil is long with you. Nay, go not back.
I will not trust you. I no longer stay in your cursed company. Your hands and mine are quicker for a fray. My legs are longer, though, to run away.
I am amazed and know not what to say.
This is thy negligence. Still the mistakest, or else thou commits these knaveries willfully.
Believe me, King of Shadows, I mistook. Did not you tell me I should know the man by the Athenian garments he had on? And so far blameless proves my enterprise, that I have anointed an Athenian's eyes. And so far am I glad it so did sort. For this, their jangling, I esteem a sport.
Now cease these lovers seek a place to fight. Hide thou far-off and overcast the night. The starry well can cover thou anon, with drooping fog as black as Acheron, and lead these testy rivals so astray as one come not within another's way. Like to Lysander, sometime frame thy tongue, and stir Demetrius up with bitter wrong, and sometime rail thou like Demetrius, and from each other look thou lead them thus, till over their brows doth counterfeiting sleep, with leaden legs of batty wings doth creep. Then crush this herb into Lysander's eye, whose liquor hath this virtuous property, and take from thence all error with his might, and make his eyeballs roll with wonted sight. When they next wake, all this derision still seem a dream and fruitless vision. And then I will her charmed I release, and back to Athens shall the lovers wend, with league whose state till death shall never end. While I in this affair to thee employ, I'll to my queen and beg her Indian boy. And then I will her charmed I release from monster zoo, and all things shall be peace.
My fairy lord, this must be done with haste, for night's swift dragons cut the clouds full fast, and yonder shines Aurora's harbinger, at whose approach ghosts wandering here and there troop home to churchyards, damned spirits all, that in crossways and floods of burial, all ready to their wormy beds are gone, for fear lest they should look their shames upon. They willfully themselves exile from light, and must fry consort with black-browed night.
But we are spirits of another sort. I with the morning's love have oft made sport, and like a forester the groves may tread, even till the Easter gate, all fiery red, opening on Neptune with fair blessed beams, turns into yellow gold to salt green streams. But notwithstanding haste, make no delay. We may effect this business yet ere day.
Up and down, up and down, I will lead them up and down. I am feared in field and town. Goblin, lead them up and down. Here comes one.
Where art thou, proud Demetrius? Speak thou now.
Here, villain, drawn and ready. Where art thou?
I will be with thee straight.
Follow me then to plainer ground.
Lysander! Speak again, thou runaway, thou coward! Art thou fled? Speak! In some bush where dost thou hide thy head?
Thou coward, art thou bragging to the stars, telling the bushes that thou look'st for wars, and wilt not come? Come, recreant, come, thou child, I'll whip thee with a rod. He's defiled that draws a sword on thee.
Yea, art thou there?
Follow my voice, we'll try no manhood here.
He goes before me, and still dares me on. When I come where he calls and he's gone. The villain is much lighter heeled than I. I followed fast, but faster he did fly, that fallen am I. In dark uneven way, and here will rest me. Come thou gentle day, for if but once thou show me thy great light, I'll find Demetrius and spite.
Why comest thou not?
Abide me if thou darest, for well I wot thou runnest before me, sifting every place, and darest not stand nor look me in the face. Where art thou now?
Come hither, I'm here.
Nay, then, thou mockest me. Thou shalt abide this dear, if e'er I thy face by daylight see. Now, go thy way. Faintness constraineth me to measure out my length on this cold bed by day's approach look to be visited.
O weary night, the long and tedious night that make thy hours, shine comforts from the east, for I may back to Athens by daylight, from these that my poor company detest. And sleep, that sometimes shuts up sorrow's eye, steal me a while from my own company.
Yet but three, come one more, two of both kinds make up four. Here she comes, cursed and sad. Cupid is a knavish lad, thus to make poor females mad. Never so weary, never so in woe. I can no further crawl, no further go. Here upon this bank I will rest my head till the break of day. Heaven shield Lysander if they mean a fray. On the ground, sleep sound, I'll apply to your eye gentle lover remedy. When thou wakest, thou takest true delight in the sight
of thy former lady's eye, and the country proverb known, that every man should take his own, in your waking shall be shown. Jack shall have Jill, not shall go ill, the man will have his mare again, and all shall be well.
Come, sit thee down upon this flowery bed, while I thy amiable cheeks deploy, and stick musk roses in thy sleek smooth eye, and kiss thy fair large ears, my gentle joy.
Where's Peas Blossom?
Ready.
Scratch my head, Peas Blossom. Where's Monsieur Cobweb?
Ready.
Monsieur Cobweb, good monsieur. Get you your weapons in your hand and kill me a red-hipped humblebee on the top of a thistle. And good monsieur, bring me the honey bag. Do not fret yourself too much in the action, monsieur, and good monsieur, have a care the honey bag break not. I would be loath to have you overflown with the honey bag, senor. Where's Monsieur Mustard Seed?
Ready.
Give me your neath, Monsieur Mustard Seed. I pray you, leave your courtesy good, monsieur.
What's your will?
Nothing but to help Cavalry Cobweb to scratch. I must to the barber's, monsieur, for methinks I am marvelous hairy about the face. And I am such a tender ass that if my hair do but tickle me, I must scratch.
What, wilt thou hear some music, my sweet love?
I have a reasonable good ear in music. Let's have the tongs and the bones.
Or say, sweet love, what thou desirest to eat?
Truly a peck of provender, I could munch your good dry oats. Methinks I have a great desire to a bottle of hay. Good hay, sweet hay, hath no fellow.
I have a venturous fay that shall seek out the squirrel's hoard and fetch thee new nuts.
I had rather have a handful or two of dried peas, but I pray you let none of your people stir me. I have an exposition of sleep come upon me.
Sleep thou, and I will wind thee in my arm. Fairies, be gone, and be always away. So does the woodbine the sweet honeysuckle gently and twist. The female ivy sewn rings the barky fingers of the elm. Ah, how I love thee, how I dote on thee.
Welcome, good Robin. Seest thou this sweet sight? Her dotage now I do begin to pity, for meeting her of late behind the wood, seeking sweet favors from this hateful. I did afraid her and fall out with her, for she is hairy temples that had rounded, with a coronet of fresh and fragrant flowers, and that same dew, sometime on the buds, was wont to swell like brown and orient pearls, stood now within the pretty floweret's eyes, like tears into their own disgracefully wail. When I had at my pleasure taunted her, and she had mild terms begged my patience, I then to ask for her changing child, which street she gave me, and her fairy sent to bear into my bower in fairyland. And now I have the boy, I will undo this hateful imperfection of her eyes. But, gentle pup, take this transformed scalp from off the head of this Athenian swain, that you waken when the other do may, back to Athens, all repair, and think no more of this night's accidents, but as the fierce vexation of a dream. But first, I will release the fairy queen. Be as thou was wont to be, see as thou was wont to see. Diane's bud over Cupid's flower has such force and blessed power. Now, my Titania, wake you, my sweet queen.
My Oberon, what visions have I seen? Methought I was enamored of an ass.
There lies your love.
How came these things to pass?
Oh, how mine eyes do loathe his visage now.
Silence a while. Robin, take off this head. Titania music hall, and strike more dead the common sleep of all these private sins.
Music, oh, music such as charmeth sleep.
Now when thou wakest, thine own fool's eyes peep.
Sound music. Come, my queen, take hands with me, and rock the ground whereon these sleepers be. Now thou and I are new in amity, and will tomorrow midnight solemnly dance in Duke Theseus' house triumphantly, and blessed to all fair posterity. There shall the pairs of faithful lovers be wedded with Theseus, all in jollity.
Fairy king, attend and mark. I do hear the morning lark.
Then, my queen, in silent sad, trip we over the night's shade. We the globe can compass soon, swifter than the wandering moon.
Come, my lord, and in our flight, tell me how it came this night that I, sleeping, here was found, with these mortals on the ground.
hilltop and hear the musical confusion of hounds and echo in conjunction.
I was with Hercules and Cadmus once, when in wood of Crete they bathed the bear with hounds of Sparta. Never did I hear such gallant chiding, for besides the groves, the skies, the woods, every region near seemed all one mutual cry. I never heard so musical a discord, such sweet thunder.
My hounds are better of the Spartan kind, so fluid, so sanded, and their heads are hung with ears that sweep away the morning dew, crook-kneed and dew-lapped like the Thessalian bulls. A cry more tunable is never hollowed to, nor cheered with horn, in Crete, in Sparta, nor in Thessaly. Judge when you hear. What soft nymphs are these?
This, my daughter here is asleep. This Lysander, this Demetrius is. This is Helena. Oh, later is Helena. I wonder if they're being here together.
No doubt there was of early to observe the bride of May, and hearing our intent, came here and graced our solemnities. But speak, Aegeus. Is this not the day that Helena should give the answer of her choice?
Which is, my lord?
Go, but the huntsmen will put up their horns. Good morrow, friends. St. Valentine is past. Begin these whippers, but a couple now.
Pardon, my lord.
I pray you all, stand up. I know you two are rival enemies. How comes this gentle conquering the world that hatred is so far from jealousy, to sleep by hate and fear no enmity?
My lord, I shall reply amazedly, half sleep, half waking, but as yet I swear, I cannot truly say how I came here. But as I think, for truly when I speak, and now I do bethink me, so it is. I came with Hermia hither. Our intent was to be gone with Athens, where, without the peril of the Athenian law,
Enough!
we might...
Enough! My lord, you have had enough. I beg the law upon his head. They would have stolen away, they would, Demetrius, thereby to have defeated you and me. You of your wife, and me of my consent.
My lord!
My consent that she should be your wife.
My lord,
Fair Helen told me of their stealth, of this their purpose hither to this wood, and I in fury hither followed them. Fair Helena in fancy following me. But, my good lord, I wot not by what power, but by some power it is. My love to Hermia melted as the snow. Seems to me now as the remembrance of an idle god, which in my childhood I did dote upon. And all the faith, the virtue of my heart, the object, and the pleasure of mine eye, is only Helena. To her, my lord, what was I betrothed ere I saw Hermia, but like in sickness, did I loathe this food, but as in health, come to my natural taste. Now I do wish it, love it, long for it, and will forevermore be true to it.
fair lovers, you were fortunately met. Of this discourse and moral here anon. Aegeus, I will overbear your will. For in the temple by and by with us, these couples shall eternally be knit. Away with us to Athens, 3 and 3, will hold a feast of great solemnity. Come, Hippolyta.
These things seem small and undistinguishable. They're like far-off mountains turned into clouds.
Yes, methinks I see things with parted eye when everything seems double.
So methinks that I have found Demetrius like a jewel, mine own and not mine own.
Not you think that yet we sleep, we dream. Was not the Duke just here and bid us follow him?
Yea, and my father.
And Hippolyta.
And he did bid us follow to the temple.
Why then, we are awake. Let's follow, and by the way, let us recount our dreams.
When my cue comes, call me, and I will answer. My next is most fair Pyramus. Hi-ho, Peter Quince, Flute, the bellows mender, Snout, the tinker, Starveling, God's my life, stolen hence and left me asleep. I have had a most rare vision. I have had a dream, past the wit of man to say what dream it was. Man is an ass if he go about to expound this dream. Methought I was, there is no man can say what. Methought I was, and methought I had. But man is but a patched fool if he will offer to say what methought I had. The eye of man hath not heard, the ear of man hath not seen. Man's hand is not able to taste, his tongue to conceive, nor his heart to report what my dream was. I will get Peter Quince to write a ballad of this dream, and it shall be called Bottom's Dream, because it hath no bottom, and I will sing it in the latter end of the play before the Duke, peradventure, to make it the more gracious, I shall sing it at her death.
Have you sent to Bottom's house? Has he come home yet?
Not to be heard of, but no doubt he is transported.
He come not. The play is marred. Run not, doth it?
It is not possible. You have not a man in all Athens able to discharge Pyramus, but he.
No, he hath simply the best handy wit of any handicraft man in Athens.
Yea, and the best man too. And he is a very paramour for a sweet voice.
You must say paragon. Paramour is, God bless us, king of God.
Masters, the Duke is coming from the temple, and there are 2 or 3 lords and ladies more married. If our sport had gone forward, we had all been made men.
Oh, sweet bully Bottom, thus hath he lost 6 pence a day during his life. He could not have escaped 6 pence a day, and the Duke had not given him 6 pence a day. I'll be hanged, he would have deserved it. 6 pence a day in Pyramus or nothing.
Where are these lads? Where are these hearts? Bottom! Oh, most courageous day! Oh, most happy hour! Oh, masters, I am to discourse wonders, but ask me not what, for if I tell you, I am no true Athenian. I will tell you everything right as it fell out.
Let us hear, sweet Bottom.
Not a word of me. All that I will say is that the Duke hath dined. Get your apparel together, good strings to your beards, new ribbons to your pumps. Every man meet at the palace and look over his part, for the short and the long is, our play is preferred. In any case, let Thisbe have clean linen, and let not him that plays the lion pare his nails, for they shall hang out for the lion's claw. And most dear actors, eat no onions nor garlic, for we are to utter sweet breath, and I do not doubt but to hear them say it is a sweet comedy. No more words, away, go, away!
"'Tis strange, my Theseus, that these lovers speak of."
More strange than true. I never may believe these antique stories, nor these fairy toys. Lovers and madmen have such seething brains, such shaping fantasies, that apprehend more than cool reason ever comprehends. The lunatic, the lover, and the poet are of imagination all compact. One sees more devils than vast hell can hold. That is, the madman, the lover, all is frantic, sees Helen's booty in a bough of Egypt. The poet's pen, in fine frenzy rolling, doth glance from heaven to earth, from earth to heaven, and as imagination embodies forth the forms of things unknown, the poet's pen turns into shapes, and gives to airy nothing a local habitation and a name. Such tricks has strong imagination, that if it would but apprehend some joy, it comprehends some bringer of that joy. Or in the night, imagining some fear, how easy is a bush supposed to bear?
But all the story of the night told over, and all their minds transfigured so together, more witnesseth than fancy's images, and grows to something of great constancy, but howsoever strange and admirable.
Here come the lovers full of joy and mirth. Joy, gentle friends, joy and fresh days of love.
Entertainment.
Where's the usual manager of mirth? What levels are at hand? Is there no play to ease the anguish of a torturing hour? Call for the straight. masks, what dances? How should God the lazy tongue if not with some delight?
There is a brief how many sports are ripe. Make choice of which your highness will see first.
The battle with the centaurs to be sung by an Athenian eunuch to the harp. Will none of that I've told my love, and glory of my kinsman Hercules. The ride of the tipsy bacchanals, tearing the Thracian singer in their rage. That is an old device, and it was played when I from Thebes came last to conquer. The thrice three muses, mourning for the death of learning, late deceased in beggary. That is some satire, keen and critical, not sorting with the nuptial ceremony. A tedious brief scene of young Pyramus and his love Thisbe. Very tragical mirth. Merry and tragical, tedious and brief, that is hot ice and wondrous strange snow. How should we find the concord of this discord?
A play there is, my lord, some 10 words long, which is as brief as I have known a play. But by 10 words, my lord, it is too long, which makes it tedious. For in all the play there is not one word apt, one player fitted. And tragical, my noble lord, it is. For Pyramus therein doth kill himself, which, when I saw rehearsed, I must confess made mine eyes water. But more merry tears, the passion of loud laughter, never shed.
What are they that do play it?
Hard-handed men that work in Athens here, that never worked in their minds till now, and now have toiled with their unbreathed memories with this same play against your nuptial.
And we will hear it.
No, my noble lord, it is not for you. I've heard it over, and it is nothing, nothing in the world. Unless you can find sport in their intents, extremely stretched and conned with cruel pain to do you service.
I will hear that play, for never anything can be amiss when simpleness and duty tender it. Go, bring them in, and take your places, ladies.
I love not to see such wretchedness o'ercharged, and duty in his service perishing.
My love, you still seen of such things.
He says they can do nothing in this kind.
The kinder we to give them thanks for nothing. Our sport shall be to take what they mistake. For what poor duty cannot do, noble respect takes it in might, not merit. Where I have come, great clerks have proposed to greet me with premeditated welcomes, where I've seen them shiver and look pale, make periods in the midst of sentences, throttle their practice accent in their fears, and, in conclusion, suddenly broke off, not paying me a welcome. Trust me, sweet. Out of this silence yet I picked a welcome, and in the modesty of fearful duty, I read as much as from the rattling tongue of saucy and audacious eloquence. Love, therefore, and tongue-tied simplicity, and least speak most, to my capacity.
So please your grace, the prologue is addressed.
Let him approach.
If we offend, it is with our good will, that you should think we come not to offend, but with our good will. Our simple skill shall be the true beginning of our end. Consider then, we come but in despite. We do not come as minding to content yourselves, our true intent is. All for your delight, we are not here. That you should here repent yourselves, the actors are at hand, and by their show you shall know all that you are like to know.
This fellow does not stand upon any points.
He hath read his prologue like a rough colt. He knows not to stop. A good moral, my lord. It's not enough to speak true, but to do that same thing, exactly.
Indeed, he has played his prologue like a child on a recorder, with sound but not with government. His speech like a tangled chain, nothing impaired but all disorder. Who is next?
Gentles, perchance you wonder at this show, but wonder on till truth makes all things plain. This man is Pyramus. This beauteous lady, Thisbe, is certain. This man with lime and rough cast doth present woe, that vile wall which these lovers did sunder, and through walls shaped poor souls they were content to whisper. At the which let no man wonder. This man with lanthorn, dog, and bush of thorns doth present moonshine. For, if you will know, it was by moonshine that these lovers thought no scorn at meeting at Ninus' tomb, there to woo. This grisly beast, which by name Lion hight, the trusty Thisbe, coming first at night, did scare away, or rather did affright. And Thisbe let his mantle fall, with which lion vile with bloody mouth did stain. Anon comes Pyramus, sweet youth and tall, and finds his trusty Thisbe's mantle slain, whereat with blade, the bloody blameful blade, he bravely broached his boiling bloody breast. And Thisbe, tearing in mulberry bushes, his dagger drew and died. For all the rest, in lion, moonshine, wall, and lovers twain, at large discourse, while here they two remain.
I wonder the line you speak.
Ah, no wonder, my lord. A one lion marry when many asses do.
In this same interlude it doth befall that I, one Snout by name, present a wall. And such a wall as I would have you think had in it a cranny hole or chink, through which the lovers, Pyramus and Thisbe, did whisper often very secretly. This loam, this rough cast, and this stone doth show that I am that same wall, the truth is so. And this the cranny is, bright and sinister, through which the fearful lovers are whispered.
Would you desire Lyman here to speak better?
It is the wittiest partition that e'er I heard discourse, my lord.
Pyramus draws near the wall, silence.
Oh, grim-looked night! Oh, night with hue so black! Oh, night, whichever our twin day is not! Oh, night! Oh, night! Alack! 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 I fear my Thisbe's promises forgot. And thou wall, oh wall, oh sweet, oh lovely wall, show me thy chink to blink through with mine eye. Thanks, courteous wall. Jove shield thee well for this. But what see I? No Thisbe do I see. Oh, wicked wall through whom I see no bliss. Cursed be thy stones for deceiving me.
Mommy thinks being sensible should curse again.
No, in truth, sir, he should not. Deceiving me is Thisbe's cue. She is to enter now, and I am to spy her through the wall. You shall see it will fall pat as I told you. Yonder she comes.
Oh, wall! Full often hast thou heard my moans, for parting fair Pyramus and me. My cherry lips have often kissed thy stones with lime and hair knit up in thee.
I see a voice. Now will I chink to spy, and I can hear my Thisbe's face. Thisbe!
My love! My love!
Think what thou wilt. I am thy lover's grace, and like Lymander I am trusty still.
And I, like Helen, to the fates me kill.
Not Cephalus to Procrus was so true.
As Cephalus to Procrus, I to you.
Thou kiss me through the hole of this vile wall.
I kiss the walls. Oh, not your lips off.
Wilt thou at Ninny's tomb meet me? Straight away.
Tide life, tide death, I come without delay.
Thus of thy wall my part discharged so, and being done, thus wall away doth go.
Now is the meal down between the two neighbors.
No remedy, my lord. Walls are so willful to hear without warning.
Here come two noble sin, a man and a lion.
You ladies, you, whose gentle hearts do fear the smallest monstrous mouse that creeps on floor, may now perchance both quake and tremble here, when lion rough and wildest rage doth roar. Know that I, when snug the joiner am, a lion fell, nor else no lion stem. For if I should, as lion come in strife, into this place, for pity of my life.
A very gentle beast of a good conscience.
The very best of a beast, my lord, that ever I saw.
This lion is a very fox for his valor.
True, and a goose for his discretion.
Ah, not so, my lord, for his valor cannot carry his discretion, and the fox carries the goose.
His discretion, I am sure, cannot carry his valor, for the goose carries on the fox. It is well, leave it to his discretion, and let us listen to the moon.
This lantern doth the horned moon present.
Ah, he should have worn the horns on his head.
He is no crescent, and his horns are invisible within the circumference.
This lantern doth the horned moon present. Myself the man in the moon do seem to be.
This is the greatest error of all the rest. The man should be put into the lantern. How else is it the man in the moon?
He dares not come there for the candle, for you see, it is already in snuff.
I am aweary of the moon. He would change. It appears by a small aid of discretion that he is in wane. And, in all reason, in all courtesy, we must say the time.
Proceed, moon.
All I have to say is today that this lantern is the moon, I the man in the moon, this thorn bush my thorn bush, and this dog my dog.
Why, all these should be in the lantern, for all these are in the moon. But silence, here comes this bee.
This is Ninny's tomb. Where is my love?
Well run, Thisbe, and well moused, lion.
Well showed you that truly the moon shines with a good grace.
Here comes Pyramus.
Sweet moon! Sweet moon! I thank thee for thy sunny beams. I thank thee, moon, for shining now so bright. For by thy gracious, golden, glittering gleams, I trust to take of truest Thisbe's sight. But stay, oh spite! But mark, poor night! What dreadful doom is here? Eyes, do you see? How can it be? Oh, dainty duck, oh dear, thy mantle good, what stained with blood? Approach ye, furies fell! Fates, come, come, cut, thread, and thrum, quell, crush, conclude, and quell.
Dear friend, go near to make a man look sad.
But true my heart, but I pity the man.
Oh, wherefore, nature, didst thou lion's frame, since lion vile hath here deflowered my dear, which is, no, which was the fairest dame, that lived, that loved, that liked, that looked with cheer. Come, tears, unfound, out sword and wound the pap of Pyramus. I that left pap where heart doth hop. Thus die I. Thus. Now I am dead. Now I am fled. My soul is in the sky. Come, lose thy light. Moon, take thy flight. Now, die! 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 Die!
Don't die, but an ace for him, for he is but one.
Less than an ace, man, for he's dead. He's nothing.
With the help of a surgeon, he might recover and prove an ass.
Asleep, my love? What? Dead, my love! Oh, Pyramus, arise! Speak. Quite dumb? Dead! A tomb. Must cover thy sweet eyes. This cherry nose, these lily cheeks. Are gone! Lovers make moan! His eyes were green as leeks. Oh, sisters three, come to me, with hands as pale as milk. Lay them in car, since you have shore, with shears his thread of silk. Tongue, not a word. Come, trusty, sword. Sword, and blade my breast imbrue. Now farewell, friends. Thus these be ends. Adieu. Adieu. Adieu.
I wall too.
And now, assure you, sir, the wall is down when you parted their fathers. Would it please you to see an epilogue or to hear a burgomaster dance between two of our company?
No epilogue for your play needs no excuse. Never excuse. When the players are all dead, there needs none to be blamed. Marry, if he that rid it had played Pyramus and hanged himself in his garter, it would have been a fine tragedy, and so it is, truly and very notably discharged. But come your burgomaster, and let your epilogue alone.
Now the wasted brands do glow, whilst the screech owl, screeching loud, puts the wretch that lies in woe in remembrance of a shroud. Now it is the time of night, that the graves all gaping wide, every one lets forth his sprite, in the churchway paths to glide. And we fairies that do run by the triple Hecate's team, from the presence of the sun, following darkness like a dream. Now our frolic, not a mouse shall disturb this hallowed house. I am sent with broom before to sweep the dust behind the door.
Through this house good gathering light, by the dead and drowsy fire, every elf and fairy sprite hop as light as bird from briar. And this ditty after me, sing and dance it trippingly.
First rehearse your song by rote, to each word a warbling note. Hand in hand with fairy grace, will we sing and bless this place.
Now until the break of day, through this house each fairy stray, to the best bride bed will we, which by us shall blessed be. And the issue there create ever shall be fortunate. So shall all the couples three ever true and loving be. Now the plots of nature's hand never in their issue stand, never mole, hair, lip, nor scar, nor mark prodigious, such as are despised in nativity, shall upon their children be. With this field do consecrate, every fairy take his gate. Through this palace with sweet peace, and the owner of it blessed, ever shall in safety rest. Trip away, make no stay, meet me all by break of day.
Idle theme, no more yielding, but a dream. Gentles, do not reprehend. If you pardon, we will mend. And, as I am an honest puck, if we have unearned luck, now to scape the serpent's tongue, we'll make amends ere long. Else the puck a liar call. So good night unto you all. Give me your hands if we be friends, and Robin shall restore amends.
For those who don't know, I'm Abby's dad, and this marks 1 year of the Youthquake Theater. In 10 days will be the first anniversary of their first show. They did Hamlet 1 year ago, and in this meantime, this is their 4th production, and we're very proud of Abby and all of the kids for all the help they gave her, and it's really almost beyond pride for me. I'm just really in awe of what they've done. It's really amazing, and that's really what I wanted to say. And congratulations to all of you for doing it years ago. I forgot to mention, Abby also did this earlier in the summer. She did a production of Midsummer Night's Dream with little kids too. So she's raising the next generation of Shakespearean actors. So thank you all for coming.